Hello. All right. So today is episode 1 of the Frosty Asylum podcast. Eyeless is obviously missing because he is getting food. Um, yeah. Thank you for everyone who has shown up for today. Um, Eyeless, thank you for claiming first. Eyeless, thank you for claiming your daily ice cube. Marshy, hi. Thank you for finally showing up. You haven't even messaged me the last day. Thank you for claiming second, and thank you for claiming your daily ice cube. How are we doing today? It's okay. It's alright. It's okay. It's okay. I just want to make sure everything is running smoothly. Can everyone hear me? You're stressed with school? Focus on school then. That's all that you need to do is focus on school. Get to doing your homework. We are just waiting on Eyeless. Like I said, he is finishing up some food. Yes, go do homework and keep stream up in background. You'll be okay. I'd find the nearest cliff if I continued it. Oh my god, really? It's not all that bad. Okay, good. Alright, I need to get some, like, music. Hmm. But I'm tired of it and hungry. Well, then go eat. Um. Let's, turn down opera. How loud is that? Is that too loud? Hopefully that's good. You don't know what to nom? That's a good volume. Okay. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted for this. That'd suck. I just want some music going for a little bit. Because I don't know when he'll be back. He needs to hurry the fuck up, though. Here's the breadstick. Yes! Eyeless! Hurry up, my dude! Bro decided to actually, like, make food rather than just, like, make a fucking sandwich. What a noob. I kinda kicked his ass in the gym today, so. What kind of food he making? He said he was making our grilled cheese. But that, like, takes time. Give me one. I'm not the one making it, he is. Get him to give me one? Well, I'd be taking it. I'm a garbage disposal. You want a grilled cheese? Then go make one! Well, then I don't know what to tell you, Marshy. No, go make food. What is taking
Hello.
this guy? Oh, I was about to be like, what the fuck is taking you so long? God damn.
I had food on the stove. I was
You.
also doing a tiny intro.
Oh, well, are you ready?
Yeah.
Alright.
What are we starting with? I was saying hello. Welcome to episode 1 of the
Frosty
Frosty
Asylum Podcast. Alright, welcome in everyone. We have officially started. So, first thing on today's agenda is I wanted to ask you, what do you think about the new Neuralink brain implants that Mr. Musk has been putting into paraplegics and things like that?
podcast. I personally have very mixed emotions about it.
I go go in depth. Like, what would you do it? Would you want
Would I
someone
do it?
close to do it? Something like.
I one minute. I think personally that it is. I think we're going in the right way with technology and everything. We are going the right way. However, I think there needs to be more like beta testers and stuff. Like, what do they do?
So from first glances, the brain chip is it's kind of something that like if it's like wounded soldiers or there's only been two people who have done it so far, but it's like a surgical implant into your brain that makes all the nerves work. Like it's like an established connection to the muscles, tissues, for your brain, so that way you can move your legs again if you're like paralyzed and whatnot. It also apparently gives you enhanced senses and sight, like apparently for like, and the reason why I brought this up is due to being technology and video gaming. The first person who got it implanted played CS:GO and essentially had aimbot. Apparently, what do you think? Like, how do you, in gaming terms for shooters per se, or even like any video games, because you can use it to do anything you want. How do you think this will advance in society with gaming?
I almost feel like it's. I feel like it's like an IRL cheat code, kind of. One sec. One sec. My mom's calling me. Hello?
Bro dipped already. Let's see. What else do we got on these brain chips? T? What do you mean T? Just T. Oh my goodness. How's my mic sound, Marshy? It sounds good? Okay, that's good to hear. I need to get a new mic at some point. This one's getting old and it makes me sound super young. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. But yeah, no, kind of like go in depth on as to why you think it'd be like a cheat code. Like, how do you think this will affect the professional scene?
Honestly, I feel like just like as a person, if we're helping people move their legs again, they're like paraplegic. I think honestly, it's a good deal. But as far as the gaming industry goes, if we're basically giving people aimbot, but it's like implanted in their head, I feel like it's kind of cheating.
Aimbot, enhanced senses again.
Yeah,
Essentially, it's kind of like, it is that like tiptoeing a borderline of like just having hacks and cheats and whatnot, which I don't think is right because I've been a professional player for many years, and I've seen my fair share of cheaters and they're not fun.
yeah, it's no fun to play against a cheater.
We have now gotten to a point with the Neuralink patients where the first human patient who had the implant has now been able to control a mouse through just thinking. What are your thoughts on that? With just being able to control technology with their thoughts.
That's honestly kind of fucking insane.
I think from a bystander citizen standpoint, I think it's kind of scary because, we will get to a point where people will pay for this and they'll be able to just hack into your stuff at some point. Like, you have technology at your fingertips, at your mercy at that point. Like, you can do anything.
Yeah, that's kind of terrifying to think about because like, what about like whenever hackers eventually get their hands on this technology and then basically then all your identity and stuff is getting all leaked and shit.
And then you also run into the fact of, what if an EMP goes off? Like, think about it like that. That's an electronic brain implant. If an EMP goes off, it'll either fry you and kill you, or lose the ability to do anything again. And then obviously you have, like, if you're so used to it, you've been there, have it for many years, you might just get to a point where you obviously like not carrying, like, you're just a normal person. You're not carrying, your proper things with you anymore. Like, what do you do
Yeah,
in that situation?
that's honestly though, but it'll if that happens, it's literally either gonna fry your brain and just kill you on the spot, or you're just gonna be paralyzed again, and that's no way to live.
Or you could also go brain dead from, it frying your brain. That's also another thing. And brain dead is essentially just being dead. So
It's
that
practically being dead, but like all like your heart is still there. It's just you
minimalistic
basically like can't
organ, like
fathom.
everything is just
You basically can't
minimalism.
even fathom that you're still alive.
Yeah. All right. So on to our next topic. What do you think of current day and age gaming industries, like the AAA titles like Grand Theft Auto and Fortnite? Like AAA titles like that, and Call of Duty. Wait, what are your thoughts on how gaming has changed? Do you think it's gone up? Like, do you think it's gotten
I think
better
it's
or?
definitely I think it's definitely changing for the better. Like all these new games, like you look at the first Descendant and stuff like that, they are coming in strong with heat. Like I love watching them be played. They're awesome.
I think they have the right idea with going around and doing like my biggest thing is that they're not spending enough time creating these games. Oh shit, did your Discord just like die?
No,
Okay, I'm just making sure. Like I said, I think the biggest thing is like these bigger games, like they're not spending enough time making them, and it just comes out to be a shitty version of. And like back in the day, when you bought disc, it had to be a complete game. Like you couldn't just send it out there and get bad feedback. So companies spent all their time and energy actually doing it. Now companies just worry about shooting out the next title as
yeah,
quick as they can to compete. And
yeah, they're so
I
worried about the beta testing and stuff, and like shooting out a beta as opposed to just a full game where you can add updates and stuff because it's the internet.
Yeah, no, we're in a day and age where it's basically just a paycheck to them, and as a fellow gamer, I don't think that it's right because you know, with all this new like all this new technology, they have so much time. Like they have as much time as they give. You know, they can say it'll take them 2 years to make a game, and it'll come out fantastic. But you know, they sit here and spend a year making a game, and it comes out, you know, half-assed and not polished at all. Which, personally, I don't think is right because we're spending all this money on
No.
this game, and you know what? It's not optimized for computers, and it lags, it crashes. I mean, and obviously that's a normal thing that happens, you know, no matter what. I just think that, you know, it's not right from even from a company perspective. I used to be a game developer as well. As a fellow developer's perspective, they have the time and they have the technology and they have the people to do it. They can make a polished game. They just don't. What are your biggest thoughts on, you know, how companies are not doing that, and companies like, as well as, you know, companies being able to also make this kind of gaming? Like, what would you do if you had, you know, all of this money, time, and people to just make a game? Like, what would you personally do?
Personally, I feel like there are some games like you have your gotcha games. I Gotcha games are dangerous. I know that for a fact.
Oh yeah,
Like
definitely.
people will spend hundreds of thousands of dollars that they don't have on it.
Like Nikkei, for
But
instance,
some
or this new, I think it's a Zenless Zero or whatever.
Zenless
People,
Zone Zero. I've seen ads about that all over my phone whenever I'm like
yeah,
watching
and like
TikTok or YouTube.
people are just spending hundreds and thousands of dollars on, you know, these gotcha games, and you know, why would you like it's just gambling. And I don't I mean, I personally have dabbled into the gotcha. I can't, I've spent, you know, $300 or $400 on a game before. I spent money to get Crown from DK, but you know what, I also, like, after spending that much money, you if you have a conscience, and you know, I would like to say responsible, I don't necessarily know if that's the right word, with your money, you can kind of look back at that and be like, why the fuck would I do that? It's just not right. I think that you shouldn't have to pay, like, if I'm paying hundreds of dollars or like $100 for a character, give me the damn character. Don't give me, you know, a
Yeah,
1% chance to get them.
yeah. Don't make it just oh, you're spending $100. You have this amount of chance to get this character. Like, just give me the damn character.
That's a good bit of money that could go to my
Sort of
Senate
like
addiction.
sort of
No.
like old Call of Duty. I remember Call of Duty. You'd like pay money for a gun or something,
No,
and it
not
wasn't like
like
a, you pay money for it.
that's like
It
new
wasn't like
COD.
you're
That's
paying
not
money for a
old
gun.
COD. Old
Yeah, but it's not like
COD,
you're paying money for a
everything.
chance.
Yeah,
You're paying money just for the gun.
and I'd rather, it's kind of like Fortnite. You're just paying money for the skin, which, I mean, everything is overpriced no matter what nowadays. You know, $20 for, you know, normal skin in like any game you play is the normal now, which I think is ridiculous. But then, like, and then people, like, well, trying to defend the company is like, oh well, I mean, they got to make a profit somehow. It's like, no, selling that one skin, you were just one person buying that one skin for $20, not
Like,
the
yeah,
thousands and
selling the game.
millions of people, or them selling the game for 3 times the price or more. Or like in WoW's instance, I think my biggest, like,
I'm getting a phone call.
oh my goodness, again.
Yeah. Hello.
Like, if I had that money, what would you do? No, if you had that kind of money, you would need to invest and save it, Marshy. You need to be more responsible with your money. And I mean, obviously it's not my money, and I can't tell you what to do, but I can, you know, it's not right seeing people just go on a downfall because they spent all their money on something. Yeah, but you can't just say you're am sorta. You either do it or don't do it. You can't just half-ass it, because then you're not doing it at all. Like, I know that you technically are, but if you're only putting in half the amount of work, you're only get half the amount of results or no results back. Or like, even saving your money and putting it in as an emergency fund is also big. Like, it's huge. It's something that people should strive for, especially in this economy where you don't make enough money to survive on your own anymore. Understandable. Yeah, and like I don't want to like lecture people. It's more of just like a recommendation because then people will we're like I said previously, we're getting into a day and age where things are just continuously getting more and more expensive, and that's just like everywhere, and not just like the U.S. And
Ah,
I just I think that if people are gonna complain about not making enough money, then save your money. Don't spend it on ridiculous shit all the time. I know
yeah, that's
that
for real.
I know that, having fun, spending your own money on things you want is cool and all. Yeah, do that every now and again. Just, not every paycheck. Maybe like once every month is, treat yourself like once a month, but like don't do it all the time.
Yeah, because like self care is real care. I will preach that until the day I die. Self care is care because like I say what you do with your paychecks is
I mean, it's
you
entirely up
do
to
set
you,
aside.
but
This is what I do with my paychecks. I set aside a little bit of money each time I get paid for like an Amazon purchase or something I can go out and do,
yeah.
and then
And
I'll save that money up.
and as someone who lives already paycheck to paycheck, and I work a brutalizing job and have for years, I think that when people just say, "Oh, I can spend all this money on something," and it's like, yeah, just wait. You're not gonna be able to do that in a few years. Like we're getting into an economy where it's so hard to do anything by yourself, and like nowadays, kids can't even you have to live in a group household nowadays. You can't just go and get an apartment on your own. Like it's too expensive to do that. It's so hard. That's why people
And
stay
even
with their
so, you have to be
parents.
making so much money a month or
Like
so much money
yeah,
a week.
you have to be making like 2 grand a week to do anything on your own and live comfortably, and that's right there is very hard to come by. Like no matter what job you do, it's very rare to make 2 grand a week.
You've got to be like owning a business or something like that.
Owning a business or have a really really good paying job or working 2 jobs for crying out loud, but even then like taxes will hit you like a fucking freight train regardless.
I think we're getting
But
like real,
yeah,
really
no, well,
political.
no, we're not getting political. We're just
We're
explaining
not
money.
political, but
We're just explaining money. It's a podcast. We're here to talk about things. But back on track to the gaming industry. Um, with AAA companies, like I said previously, what are your biggest thoughts on, corporations spending half-assed amounts of money to make games that should be produced not as in quantity, but as in quality? Well, what are your thoughts on them not doing quality instead of
like
quantity?
the way I see it, look at Overwatch 2. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people think it, but they could have just gone off and kept adding on Overwatch 1. Like, at this point, they know what they're doing. They're making you spend money on a skin. I mean, I'm the guy who spent money on the Pink Mercy skin just because I like playing Mercy.
I mean, yeah,
But,
I
like,
have no room to talk. I every now and again I'd buy a Hanzo skin, but like it's one of those things where like I played Overwatch 1 for years, and they've ruined the game just to make more money. Like as much as loot boxes were gotcha, at least you had a chance to get the skins without having to spend $20.
uh, yeah, by just playing the game.
And yeah, you literally earned them just by playing the game. Everything was, and you could spend money if you wanted to support them.
Yeah, like I used to play at friend's house whenever I was in like middle school. You wouldn't have to spend money. You'd have like credits or whatever that you'd be able to spend, but you'd earn those through playing the game and leveling up.
No, you wouldn't even get the credits. You would get loot boxes every level. Credits really got in, like, the gold credits were used to buy skins, and that was it. Skins and sprays. The credits that you use nowadays were introduced in Overwatch 2. Or like
Yeah,
take COD for
what I'm
instance.
getting at is
They're
like,
pushing out a new COD every year. This COD 6, Black Ops 6, is supposed to be a reintroduction to old COD like Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 1. And from
it's
what I've
supposed to be like a whole revolutionary COD thing after they had a couple flops.
yeah, a couple. It's been like a decade. And I think
Uh,
I'm
Before then,
really crossing my fingers that they do good on this game because it's had a lot of hype and
look at the Grand Theft Auto 6.
And there's GTA 6, yeah. I think there's been a lot of hype, and I'm looking forward to GTA 6 so much. I've played so
So
much
am
of GTA 5.
I love Grand Theft Auto. Like I'm the guy. I got like every one of the old games for PS1 and PS2 downstairs in my house. I'm
I
a huge Grand Theft Auto fan, so I'm really hoping they nail this one out of the park.
It's supposed to be really, really good with really hella good story, graphics, bigger map.
I've
This is
heard it's supposed
supposed
to
to
look
be
pretty close to realistic.
yeah, this is supposed to be revolutionary, and I think by the looks of it, it is. It looks from the
Yeah, like
leaks and everything
we've
we've
all
seen,
seen
like it looks good.
the leaks and the ads and stuff for it. Like after long last, they're finally coming out with Grand Theft Auto 6. I Until I saw the ad, I genuinely thought they were just gonna be like, "Yeah, we're stopping Grand Theft Auto 5. You're shit out of luck."
Now,
I was getting to the point where I was losing hope.
oh yeah, we were definitely in the long making. Now, what are your thoughts on VTubing nowadays and starting up
Oh,
and
I was
as a
just
VTubing
getting ready
perspective?
to hop to that. I was just getting ready to hop to that actually. Like I've got a little document that I have with some
I'm
news
gonna
that I
I'm gonna
saw
ask
off of.
I'm gonna ask you a couple questions and then you can load it all onto me. So with VTubing nowadays, you have PNG's tubing as a start if you are small.
Yeah, most YouTubers will start on like a smaller end device, and they'll start with the PNG tuber because it doesn't take up much memory. It's just like two or three pictures,
Yeah,
one of the mouth open, one of the mouth closed, sometimes
I
blinking.
blink and yeah, you get the gist. What are your
Unless you're moving
thoughts
very deep.
on nowadays starting up and a male to female, like if you're a male streamer just in
No,
general to VTubing compared to female? Like what do you think?
let's be real here. I'm trying to keep this as casual and like professional as possible, but people just like seeing anime girl boobs.
Yeah.
Like that
And
is the thing. Like let's just say you look at Cinder compared to let's say us. What does Cinder have that we don't besides a really expensive VTuber model?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
Big and
I like my
big, but
I like me some titties, but I just think it's
but
so much
again,
harder.
I feel like it's harder to start up as a VTuber as a male than it is a female. That
You
could
don't
just be
have
me being
booba in
biased.
mind? Yeah, but you're also um
You're also a
mm,
female. Females have like that little
they have a
edge.
charm and an edge. It's
Yeah,
very
females have
different.
more charm. Like, do I have boyish charm? Honestly, I have no fucking idea.
I think there's charm to what we do, but we're mainly just goofy, having fun, and being chaotic and
Yeah, that's
fucking
the
just weird.
that's the thing. Like, let's just say you look at like Bao. Bao is famous because she is chaotic, she's crazy, and that's how I got to affiliate because I'm chaotic as hell.
Yeah, and
In order to do anything anymore, you have to have like a certain energy, or you have to have your own spin on stuff.
you have to have your own something, and that's what I think is difficult as a starting. I've been in content creation for 8 years, and
So many people try to do like they like to be they want to be this person. Be yourself.
yeah, and
Be yourself, and you'll go far.
that's the biggest thing is that people don't understand one, and they think success just happens overnight too. There, people are impatient
It
nowadays,
doesn't.
and I personally will say I am a little bit impatient myself, but that's just because I've been in content creation for so fucking long, and
I've
I
been in
just
content
wasn't
creation
ever
since
consistent.
2014.
Like this is the first time I've ever really been consistent, and I'm seeing progress slowly build up, and
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
great.
Exactly.
And it's not an overnight success, and I just wish that people understood that. But
Yeah, like
you can
I
now load your
remember
questions onto me.
well, first things first, back when I was younger and I started no PNG to me, I was just a Roblox streamer as Dr. Oof. You remember back when I was Dr. Oof.
Yeah, I remember when you were Dr. Roof.
When I was Dr. Oof for like 5 years, actually.
Yeah,
I was Dr. Oof for a long time, and I streamed primarily Roblox, but I wanted to be like the new age Jacksepticeye or Markiplier, just chaotic, loud, funny. I'm still chaotic, loud, and funny, but I'm my own person now, and I'm finally seeing growth.
yeah, you're
Coincidence?
eyeless.
I'm Eyeless Humility. I'm a chaotic half demon PNG tuber. I'm my own person.
Yeah, I think my biggest thing is I always like You remember how you I mean remember, and I am
You've
still to
gone
this
through
day
so
like I play professionally in a lot of the games that I've played. I've gone pro and I've made money from games, and like I've always wanted to be that next big streamer who's like super competitive, super good, and
yeah.
I'm really good at the games that I
I
play.
remember you even playing like Skate 3 on YouTube whenever we were like kids.
Skate 3 on YouTube. I've gone against, I've gone against Tifu, Ninja, Cypher PK. Like I've gone against them in, tournaments and whatnot on Fortnite. Like I've done all of the professional shit. I just never had that.
Yeah.
I just never got there. And
No,
like
no.
I was always trying to be that next biggest thing, but now that I'm like focusing on a lot of the smaller stuff, I've realized that it's not all about just like shooting up there, because you know what? If you shoot up there like that, you'll fall down just as hard. So,
Yeah, you don't want to rush it. It's like a huge trust the process deal.
exactly.
Trust the process, be yourself, and don't try to be anyone else. And also, a huge tip from me to everybody else who might want to be a streamer or is a streamer: don't focus too hard, because this is something I personally did and it discouraged the hell out of me and burnt me out. So I ended up taking a week break. Don't focus too hard on the viewer count. You
The
focus on the
numbers,
viewer count,
yeah.
yeah, you focus too much on the numbers, you're gonna get discouraged and you're gonna get burnt out faster. Like, you remember how I was before I hit affiliate. I'm like, dude, I'm never gonna hit affiliate. I kept looking at my viewer count and I'd be at one viewer and I'd like break myself down over it.
Yeah.
If you don't look at the viewer count, you're gonna go farther than if you're constantly staring at it and you're like, because if you're constantly staring at it, you're gonna be like, fuck, I'm talking to myself for like hours on end and I look like a goofy guy.
Now, I definitely will say, as someone who's done longer streams, if you are streaming to yourself with nobody chatting to you for 6 to 10 hours,
It's rough.
it's rough. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you this now. As much as you want to continue streaming, if you're doing a long stream, just take a break if you're continuously talking to yourself, because you know what, if you go back and look at 8 hours by yourself, you're going to get pissed off and you're going to get discouraged really quickly.
Yeah,
I would know, it happened to me. I streamed a game for 10.5 hours, and only like 5 people came in and talked to me for like 30 minutes tops out of my 10 hours, and it was just it made me so angry, because even my mods didn't show up, and like in
yeah.
it was this
It's
big thing.
known that we both have our own lives. We both know that we can't always be moderating each other's chat. Like
Exactly, and
we both
it's
have our own stuff going on. Like last week, whenever he was streaming for like 6 hours or so, he knew I was only gonna be in his chat for maybe 30 minutes because I was working last week.
exactly, and it's just like one of those things where, like, if you're streaming for, like, if you want to do a long stream, work your way up
Make
to it.
sure. Here's a huge thing. Even if the other person doesn't stream, have someone in like a call or in the room with you to stream with. It makes it so much easier
That
because then you've got someone there you can just talk to.
that and if you do want to do long streams, work your way up to it. Build your community first. Do shorter streams,
Don't
because
don't just be like, oh, my first stream ever. I'm gonna do a 12-hour long stream and I'm gonna grow so much because that's
that's
not how
not
the
how that
industry works
works.
anymore.
No, it's very different to how it was back in like 2010.
Okay, now, as I was trying to get to, I have a doc with up there with like four things.
All right, hit me
So
up.
there is a Malaysian VTuber themed card game called V Dasho that has officially debuted and is supporting local VTubers and focusing on the smaller VTubers. What do you think about this card game supporting the smaller VTubers as opposed to the giant ones like Cinder and Numi?
I think there's a lot of merit in it. It definitely helps the smaller creators get them out there and get the success that they deserve, especially if they've been at it for such a long time. You know, I think with the new, obviously with this new technology, and obviously this new game, being able to support the smaller people is everything, because that actually brings you more traffic, especially, if they have a really deep connected community, or even if they don't, that can help them positively build and then branch out to more content creators, and then more content creators can get put on this smaller stream thing, and it's just like a rising success, and it'll eventually help branch out with everyone depending on how they play their cards. Not pun intended, by the way, it just ended up happening.
But exactly though, like I like that they're starting to people are starting to focus more on like hyping up the smaller guy and like rooting up for the underdog. I really appreciate that and love it. Like it's really a good thing.
I really like it too, and I think there's a lot of merit in it, like I've stated previously. It helps out the smaller community, which then helps more smaller communities because if people, have humanity in them, they will also help the other smaller community people who also stream, and then it's just a consistent cycle of, oh, this content creator helps this smaller person get someone, and then when that person gets big enough, they go and just the chain continues.
Now, also, speaking of like branching out, this October at New York Comic Con, there will be a VTuber fan booth featuring a couple of VTubers there to do a live Q&A with fans. VTubers being, um, give me a sec, I'm pulling it up. Ludmilla VT, I'm probably gonna butcher some of these names. Nicholas Wraith, Violet Vanglory, Static Tokyo, and Nori Gori. They will be there live at New York Comic Con to do a live meet and greet with fans. I think it's great having VTubers starting to become like a big thing. However, at the same time, there's so many people who see giant VTubers and they're like, "Oh, it's got to be so easy to be a VTuber and a streamer." It's
Welcome
kind of
in,
a struggle,
Bill.
honestly.
Thank you for your daily ice cube claim. But sorry, continue. Yeah, I think my thoughts on that is I think being able to do a Q&A with someone big is also super important as someone who's a smaller streamer. Like, if
That
I
that,
if
that
I
would
were
be
to
awesome.
it gives you that boost. It gives you that, and like you can pick their brain. You have to go to work soon, so I'll just like, all right, sounds good. Being able to like talk to somebody who's a big influence is big because you can pick their brain and see how their emotions varied, how their content varied, what they've done to get to where they are,
Or like
what
what they see what they started as,
exactly.
and just see that they're just a regular old person, just like all of us.
Yeah, and I think that's a big thing, being able to talk to somebody like that, even just like a group of people too. It helps out with being able to branch out as a content creator in itself anyway.
Yeah. Also, so speak. So as of September 9th, big VTuber Iron Mouse sits on top of the most viewed VTuber list. And speaking of Iron Mouse, she has announced via Twitter that she will be at TwitchCon San Diego, a part of the featured streamer program. I don't know if she'll actually be there or if it'll be like what she normally does with conventions, where it'll be like her model on a screen or like her on a robot, like she did last con. But I personally think it is great seeing like those different VTubers sit on top. Like that, it's just kind of how streaming goes. You know, she's not going to sit on top forever. Someone's eventually going to come and take that spot, and it's nothing to discourage her.
Yeah, and I think that, at one point it was Cinder, and then it was or no, I think it was at one point Iron Mouse, or Dead Mouse, or whatever they are. Iron Mouse.
Iron Mouse.
Iron Mouse, that's right, my bad.
Iron Mouse is if you've watched her, she's a great streamer, awesome content creator, stands for like donating plasma. She's just a great person.
Yeah, and at one point it was her, and then it was Cinder. Cinder was the big wave, and then it was Silver, and then it's back to her again. And I think, just to keeping a cycle going is big because it helps with variety and it brings more people in. And I think even just like as a normal content creator, as a normal streamer, it doesn't need to just necessarily be VTubing. At one point it was Ninja, or then it was it's been Ninja, it's been
Like
Tifu,
I
Dr.
should speed.
Disrespect, I Show Speed, then you've got Kai Cenat, there was Aiden Ross, and
I
then
like rose fast.
and then there's like Andrew
Fuck
Tate.
that
Andrew Tate
rose.
was the big thing at one point too, and I think with
Was
all of these people being in the circulation brings more people into content creation and variety, which I think is huge because I think content creation needs to branch out more. I think I think it's something that will continue to grow no matter what as technology advances.
Yeah, like, but Iron Mouse seems to be like the dominant VTuber. Like she's always, if not the top, she's always like top three.
Yeah, she's in the circulation of the top. And that is what helps bring people in because they see someone who's super popular. They've got this charm, they've got this content for like they've got variety, they do fun things, they've got a nice community backing, and you see that and you're like, "Hey, I want to be like that too." And then you join it. And I think that's amazing to be able to inspire people like that.
Also, speaking of VTubers, get ready for this plug. Speaking of VTubers, if you know a cool VTuber who you'd like to see on the podcast, send him either of our way. We would love to have some guests to talk to.
Yep. You could
And
get a hold of us through Discord. You just
yeah,
can shameless plug here, but you can join either of our Discords by doing !Discord in either of our chats. You will be welcomed in open arms to your community.
yeah, you'll be welcome open arms. You can chat. Like my server's been getting more popular since like say Marshy, Bale, and Tuck have joined. Just having people like there, even in like if they're not there, like you can like the numbers and shit. It's just enough to be like, yeah, I kind of like this streaming thing.
Now, on to more technological, like for gaming, like gaming PCs advancements wise with NVIDIA. What do you think about going from the 30 series being super big, now to the 40 series getting introduced to the 50 series? What are your thoughts on the new 50 series?
Honestly, I have no idea what that means, but isn't that like
That's your graphics cards like 3060, 3070,
yeah, that's
3080,
what I was
4060,
assuming.
4070. You get the gist. Like what are your thoughts on even like this is we're getting to a point where it's like factory sized graphics cards where you need like a super big computer to hold everything, the cooling it's going to take, like as like a gaming perspective, how do you think that's going to affect the gaming industry?
I think it's gonna make it really insane. Also, this is very off topic, but there are going to be 47 VTubers at TwitchCon this year doing meet and greets.
Oh, okay.
I
That's
just
cool.
I just did the math. Some of them being people that I watch and like I know, like Hydrated Waifu, or say Ilara. I know Maple's gonna be there.
Oh, bet.
Maple's gonna be there. Cinder, obviously. Iron Mouse is going to be there. You got people like there's just gonna be a lot of meet and greets. My bad for going off topic, but
No, you're good.
there's gonna be a lot going on this year for um TwitchCon. It looks like a lot of YouTubers, a lot of um flesh tubers.
Speaking of IRL stuff, today is Friday the 13th, as you know. With it
Yeah,
being Friday the 13th, what are your thoughts on Jason Voorhees?
I think he's dope. I have seen every Friday the 13th movie there is. I've seen them all. I think my least favorite has got to be Jason Takes Manhattan or Jason Goes to Hell.
I think. Do you know about the game by chance? The Friday the
I
13th game.
dude, I used to love watching Vanoss play the game.
Yeah. So me and Juby, we have played a ton of it. With it being shut down by the end of this year, you no longer being able
Been
to
shut
buy it as
down.
a yeah. So it got a lawsuit. It was a
Yeah.
whole big thing. You can no longer buy the game as of December of last year, and the servers are permanently being shut down as of December this year. So, there have been talks about a new game, basically the same thing, just bigger stuff in development. It's never been confirmed, but there are rumors. Do you think this would be better than what it was? Do you think it's going to be more popular? Do you think it's going to be good? And if you got to see it, would you play it?
All right. Personal opinion. I think it's gonna be better. Why, you might ask? Because it's being made this day and age, so I feel like it's gonna have better graphics and stuff.
better graphics, you know, better content variety.
Yeah,
Then you've got the being better AI, um, better
yeah, with more stuff.
animation, stuff like that.
It's gonna be really cool. I'm excited to see it.
I would
I'm
love to see
I'm
it. I hope it does happen.
I'm excited to see people play it if it does happen.
If it does happen, I will definitely be playing it, and so will Doobie. We have been praying with our fingers crossed.
I can about imagine.
Now, with going back to the new graphics cards being, you know, a big thing, the big thing that I think is that will affect the gaming industry is, you know, these graphics cards cost thousands of dollars. How do you think that's gonna affect later on when, you know,
Thousands is crazy.
I mean the 40 series, just the graphics card alone costs 12 to $1,700. So,
God, that hurts my soul to hear.
and when it first released, it was a $3,000 graphics card, and it's now normal selling prices around 13 to $1,800, which is a lot of money for just one part to the computer. We are getting to a day and age where you require more to play new games, and you have to buy these graphics cards to play the games and run them. So I think we're getting to a point where you need to spend thousands of dollars on a computer. What are your viewpoints on how that's going to affect the gaming industry in a negative standpoint?
Being honest, it kind of hurts me because I mean, if you know me, you know that I love playing on laptops. I just like laptops in general because like they're so versatile. Like I can sit on my bed if I'm sick or something, and I can have it on my lap and just have it there. But it's eventually gonna get to a point where I'm gonna need to break down and get a PC.
Yeah, and when I get my new PC, I'm gonna give you mine, which, I mean, even mine is getting to a point where, like, I
It's
can't
gonna
do
get
a
a
whole
point where I'm
lot.
gonna need to start like I'm that like if I want to do anything, I'm gonna need to get like graphics cards and shit.
You would just need to, like, do what I'm doing. Get a whole new computer. Like, get a beefy computer, spend 5 to 6 grand, like I am on a new computer. That'll last you,
Yeah,
you
which
know,
honestly
seven
kind
to
of
eight
hurt.
years. I mean, yeah, and that's a lot of money to spend on just a computer. But, like, if you're streaming, it
It's
becomes your
something that
job as a different story. It becomes one of those things where it's like a necessity. And
yeah, like
like
if it
that's why
becomes your job,
it's a future investment, kind of like, you know, if you're starting up a company, you have to go into debt because it's a future investment.
for real though.
And speaking of debt, what are your thoughts about most of normal people in the real world being in debt? Like, how
I
do
mean,
you think that
I
affects?
don't think the whole presidential race. I'm not trying to get horribly political. I'm not trying to get political. I'm really not. But until stuff changes, that's just the cold hard truth.
And this isn't going like political. This is more economic than political, and there is a difference for people who don't know. I think with, you know, jobs nowadays not paying enough, I think we're getting to a point where it's I think we might hit a depression if things inflation keeps happening.
Yeah, like we might have the Great Depression part two, the way shit's been going.
Yeah, and like I've stated that, and I think that, you know, I think it's awful because, you know,
It really is.
it's rough to see the world suffer so much and everybody in it suffer.
It's not even like just America suffering; it's just everywhere.
Yeah, yeah, and the world itself is suffering. It's a you know, it's a worldwide thing. Um, back to gaming topics. What is something you would change about the VTubing streaming and the gaming scene? What is something you would positively try to change?
Well, I feel like it hasn't been done yet, but I feel like it should be done. Someone should make a VTuber themed video game. Like I've seen animes based off of VTubers. I've seen card games. I want to see a video game made off of it.
I think personally what I would do, from a streaming standpoint first, I would make it so smaller content creators actually get like a chance, and rather than just like showing view counts and like have like an algorithm like YouTube does, and not just like a
No.
shitty algorithm like YouTube does. I mean, on YouTube,
Love
it's
YouTube.
hard to get put in, and I stream to YouTube and I upload to YouTube quite often, and I'm still not really in the algorithm. I think there should be a better algorithm to where you get put in a lot quicker and easier, and it gives smaller people a chance to be put in there so they don't have to grind, no results, grind, no results, grind, some results, grind, none, grind, then you hit it. Like, I think that it should just be like
Yeah.
a grind, trial and error run. Like, not just like immediate, but like slow and, give them that chance because and then like as a from a gaming perspective, what I think what I my biggest thing that I would change is
I'm gonna be right
keep
back. I'm in the bathroom quick.
all right. I'll mention the gaming industry when he gets back. Also, hello everyone. How are we doing today so far? What are we all up to? Oh, I just realized somebody got banned. That's funny. Oh, it was another bot. Cool beans. Also, big thank you to Holy Crusader, the Demon Lord Bale, and Marshy. You guys have been a fantastic support. Same thing with Crepe Knight. You guys have been awesome to me this month for giftings and whatnot. It's been a great month this month. I'm super happy with the progress and everything that has come up for me. Um, I hope next month is even better, and if not, that and it stays stagnant or gets worse, that's okay because we always have our ups and downs. So thank you very much if you guys can hear me, whoever's in. I hope that you guys keep attending streams and whatnot. Who is streaming today? I wonder how many ads I've rolled up today. What's another topic that I can talk about? Welcome back.
Yeah.
Not you.
I just had to run to the bathroom quick.
I'm streaming.
I figured that.
What are you going to bed?
I also was trying on a couple pairs of pants.
No. Well, after I'm done with my
One has
podcast, we
two
can
pairs
play some
of
games.
What time it is?
I'm not going to be streaming for too much longer. Podcasts don't normally go for very long. We're also running out of
At least
topics.
ours doesn't. Yeah.
I mean, an hour-long podcast is still pretty good. So
What topics have?
Yeah. It's
What
still
any ideas for
still getting
topics?
content out there.
well, we'll go after this after.
Pancakes or waffles? There you go.
Gaming. This is
Oh.
the game. We're streamers, gaming streamers. What do you think?
on topic.
I mean, we
Oh,
have delved
shit.
into a little bit of World War stuff, but
Oh shit, we haven't done drafting, which I will explain again how it works.
Siberian
I got one more topic before we swap to that. What? So you know how I'm like a big Souls player. I like the Dark Souls games and Bloodborne and whatnot, right?
Shit. Dude, I'm gonna be so real right now. I just about fucked up.
Oh, what'd you do?
I accidentally about clicked end stream by accident because I had a pop up,
Oh no.
but I didn't. Dude, my heart sunk.
Alright, so you know how I'm a big Dark Souls player. I like the Souls style
Yeah.
games. Neo, Bloodborne. There have been a lot of talks about a Bloodborne remaster, and apparently it is finally somewhat happening, either by like the company, like Sony making it, or then there's also the modders who are making their own. From a Souls perspective, I think it's fantastic. I really wish Bloodborne got its proper, remaster that it deserves. But what are your standpoints on such a popular game and the company just kind of says fuck you, no, we're not going to actually do it? Like, they have been doing that for many years. What are your standpoints on that?
If they did that, honestly, it's either way. You know for a fact it's gonna happen because like smaller, not even companies, just people are gonna remake it. That's
I mean,
just
it's
how
already
goes.
being done. People are remastering the game and porting it to PC because it doesn't
That's
have a
just how
PC port.
it works.
Do you think the company will do it, or do you think the people will beat the company to it?
I think people are gonna beat the company to it, but then the company will be like, company will probably hit them with copyright hammer, and then they'll do it themselves.
Probably. That's typically how it goes.
Yeah.
All right, let's move
it-
on to the little draft, and then we will raid out.
Double raid like usual.
Yep. Before we do that, who do we
Alright.
want to raid today?
I don't know. We'll see after draft because draft will only be like 5 rounds. So if you guys don't know, because I know you're not a huge NFL fan anymore.
Yeah, not really.
If you don't know how the NFL draft works, each of us will flip a coin, heads or tails. Whoever wins goes first. You go. We're gonna have this week. It'll be Little Debbie products, just something random every week. So, like, you go your favorite one first round, and then we're gonna go 5 rounds. You cannot choose what the other person has chosen. You're trying to make a roster of solid products that you like. And then we're gonna have our chats vote on it and see which one they like more, which roster they like more.
I'm gonna be honest, my chat's dead. So
So is mine, but we'll do a poll of it on Discord.
yeah, that people will answer Discord better than stream.
Okay, so I don't have a coin.
We'll just do yours. People will probably respond on yours.
I know, but for who will go first? Give me a sec. I have a bottle cap. Heads or tails?
Heads.
It's heads.
All right,
it's Little Debbie
so
products.
Little Debbie
which one.
products.
Yeah, you say which one's your favorite for first round, and you. It's not like going down favorite to least favorite. It's going down. You're trying to get 5 of your favorites.
I'm gonna go Twinkie first.
Twinkie's a solid one, dude.
Twinkies
You can never
are
go
really
wrong with a
good.
Twinkie. They're good and they're classic. Like you can never go wrong with a good Twinkie,
For real, dude.
especially if it's me throwing them at you.
Shut up.
I remember that. I'm gonna go Nutty Bar.
All right, what are you
I'm gonna go
picking?
Nutty Bar. Nutty Bar.
Nutty.
Nutter Butters or whatever.
Ooh, that's a solid
You can't go
product.
wrong with those. Those things are so good, dude. The wafer with like the chocolate and peanut butter, they're just all around good. I love chocolate and peanut butter.
Behind us.
I mean, nobody can hear you unless you speak up like that.
I can
We're
hear
having a
him.
growling competition.
I'm aware. Is my go? Is that?
That's round one.
Those chocolate cupcakes.
Dude, those fuckers are also classic.
I don't know too many more. Hold on.
That's a solid one. Actually, we should be typing these down for the poll.
Why don't we do just one
I'll
round,
type them down quick.
1 or 2 rounds? Because I just realized how long one round's gonna take.
Okay, so wait. I'd say this go around we're gonna do 3 rounds max.
I don't even know if there's that many Little Debbie products that I can think of that are my favorite.
Dude. Actually, we'll just go 2.
Yeah, 2 rounds. That's still 20 fucking. Yeah, you type it up and then I'll
Give me a
just
sec.
copy and paste your message.
Yeah, so you have Twinkies and cupcakes. I have Nutty Bars, and I'm gonna go. God, I need to Google Little Debbie products.
I already have it up.
Oh, Cosmic Brownie.
Damn, fuck. Alright, I have my next 3. So,
Cosmic Brownies are just amazing, dude.
dude. Alright, is it my go?
Yeah,
Oatmeal cream pie.
dude, those fuckers are solid.
Dude, those are my favorite. That's like my number 1. Dude, I could eat like hundreds of those.
The
Hold on.
Star Crunch things, dude. I love those things.
They're not bad. I don't necessarily like them.
No,
I'm gonna say
we're
honey
just doing
buns
one
next.
topic. Shit. I'm gonna go zebra cake.
Those are okay for me. And then Swiss rolls. Come here.
Then my final one is going to be. Mm,
Wait, what'd you say?
I'm thinking.
Oh, okay.
You know, like whenever they do the holiday brownies with like the frosting and shit. No, wait. The chocolate donuts, the mini chocolate donuts.
Those are pretty good.
And that's all for our first ever drafting. You have Twinkie, cupcakes, oatmeal cream pie, honey buns, and Swiss rolls. I have Nutty Bar, Cosmic Brownie, Star Crunch, Zebra Cakes, and mini chocolate donuts. I will copy and paste these, and I will quickly DM them to you.
Go big and I can
Hey.
hide you. It won't work.
Let's see what the poll says. Actually, we'll just go based off yours. You should go
I'm
get
gonna
something.
make the poll.
Bench. Probably close at 10.
Okay. Let's see if anyone.
Or what if we do this? Last minute idea. What if we save the poll? We do the poll after stream, and whoever wins the poll gets to choose the next topic for drafting.
Yo, that's a smart idea. Yeah, let's.
That's what we'll do. We'll make a poll on both of our servers. We both can't vote on each other's server for it, because that's cheating. or either way, if you do vote for yourself on the other person's server, you're still kind of it's even either way. But that's how it should go. Whoever wins each draft, because we do a 5-round draft, one topic. Whoever does it gets to choose their own, gets to choose the next one. Here, I'll put my emoji will be an eyeball. Let me go for at everyone.
All right. Well, that
And then we'll
that concludes. Does that conclude everything?
now let us find first things first though, exclamation point raid in the chitty chat.
Oh, yep. I forgot about raid.
We actually do have a collaboration planned for a couple weeks from now. For the 25th, actually, it won't be on a Friday.
All right. So let's see who we got to raid.
I'm going.
Please copy and paste the raid message for when we do the raid. Did you want to raid out to Mook or Maple? Ooh, double Maple. Let's do double Maple.
Or we could go. What if we went to Blue?
Oh yeah, we could do that. Let's see. Yeah, he's still streaming.
I'm saying. My.
You're lagging.
Let's go Maple.
Maple? Alright, say less. Alright.
I'll raid Blue my next game.
Copy and paste the raid message. We are raiding out, everyone. I hope you all have a fantastic night.
I hope you guys have a good night. Thank you for coming to the first episode of Frost.
Thank you for coming to Frosty Asylum.
I can't raid Maple, dude.
Oh, you can't?
That's
Like
chicken
annoying me now that I'm playing this character. It's
I don't
kind
know,
of
you said
funny.
baby? Hi, Fror. Welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in. Welcome
Last time I
in.
go Blue.
Hi, Raiders, and hi, Bunny. Welcome in. If you don't know
Oh,
me,
shit.
I'm